I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
Use the Force, Luke.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, amidst the turmoil and chaos of intergalactic conflict, a frustrated farm boy, disillusioned by government censorship, endless war, and runaway inflections, becomes radicalized by a religious conservative as he treks through the stars. Discontent turns into action, culminating in an unprovoked illegal attack on a government facility that ignites a devastating Star Wars. This is a tale of adventure, destiny, and the rise of a new hope. Luke Skywalker stands as one of the most enduring and iconic figures in cinematic history. From his humble beginnings on a desert planet of Tatooine to his emergence as a great warrior and legendary Jedi Knight, his story resonates across generations and cultures. Introduced in George Lucas's groundbreaking 1977 film, Star Wars, Luke embodies the archetypal hero's journey, a narrative framework popularized by mythologist Joseph Campbell in The Hero with 1,000 Faces. This timeless tale of self-discovery, resilience, and hope has made Luke not only a central figure in the Star Wars saga, but also a cultural and mythological symbol. Luke's journey is not just about wielding a lightsaber or battling the forces of evil. It is a deeply human story about growth, overcoming fear, and learning to trust in oneself. As a farm boy longing for adventure, Luke represents the ordinary individual who, when faced with extraordinary circumstances, rises to meet their destiny. As the Notorious, butcher of Yavin, his transformation from an unassuming dreamer to a hero who saves the galaxy is a universal tale that speaks to the power of perseverance and belief in a greater purpose.
You must learn the ways of the Force if you're to come with me to Alderaan.
Alderaan? I'm not going to Alderaan. I've got to get home. It's late. I'm in port as it is.
I need your help, Luke.
I can't get involved. I've got work to do.
That's your uncle talking.
Stay away from him. We don't need anything from you, Ben.
There's more to life than your farm, Owen. He needs to see that. There's a whole galaxy out there.
I'm asking you.
We talked about this. When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
He was the best star pilot in the galaxy, and a cunning warrior.
How did my father die?
A young Jedi named Darth Vader, who was a pupil of mine until he turned to evil. He helped the Empire hunt down and destroy the Jedi Knights. He betrayed and murdered your father. Now the Jedi are all but extinct.
At its core, Luke's story is a tale of duality. Light versus dark, hope versus despair, freedom versus oppression. His struggles with the Force and his relationship with Darth Vader, his father, and the saga's secondary antagonist highlights the complexities of identity and the capacity for redemption.
No, my boy!
Their themes of forgiveness and the ability to change, even in the face of profound darkness, are among the most powerful aspects of Luke's journey. Beyond the confines of the screen, Luke Skywalker has had an immeasurable impact on popular culture.
Do you know what he's talking about?
From inspiring countless fans to shaping the narrative structure of modern storytelling, Luke has transcended his fictional origins to become a symbol of hope and resilience. He has influenced generations of creators, writers, and audiences, serving as a reminder that heroism lies not in perfection, but in the courage to confront one's fears and flaws.
What?
In this video, we will explore Luke Skywalker's life and legacy across the Star Wars saga, from his early days on Tatooine to his eventual sacrifice for the Resistance. Each chapter will delve into the pivotal moments in his journey, starting from his initial reluctance to accept his destiny to his growth as a Jedi, then his confrontation with Darth Vader, and finally, his influence on the galaxy after his death. Special attention will also be given to his role as mentor to Rey.
A Jedi's weapon deserves more respect.
The new Jedi who chose to carry on the Skywalker legacy.
Rey Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker's story is one of transformation, redemption, and the enduring power of hope. By examining his character's evolution and impact, we gain deeper understanding of why his journey continues to resonate with audiences, and why his legacy remains a cornerstone of modern mythology.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme, 3 stanza kind of rhymes with the last one. Hopefully it'll work.
Luke Skywalker's journey begins on Tatooine.
Where are you going?
Looks like I'm going nowhere.
A remote desert planet on the outer rim of the galaxy. Harsh and unforgiving, the planet seems an unlikely birthplace for a galactic legend. Yet it is here that the seeds of greatness are sown. Living a mundane existence as a moisture farmer, the young man yearns for something greater. His early life, filled with monotony and hard work, forms a sharp contrast to the adventure that awaits. Raised by Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen, a hard-working couple determined to keep him safe and grounded. His protectiveness is born from a deeper truth. The boy is the son of Anakin Skywalker.
Now this is pod racing.
A former Jedi Knight who fell to the dark side, becoming the infamous Darth Vader. Owen's insistence that his nephew remains on Tatooine and avoid the galaxy beyond is a shield to protect him from his father's dark legacy.
When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
The young farmer's dissatisfaction is evident from the start. Dreaming of joining the Imperial Academy as a pilot, he hopes to escape the monotony of life in the desert world. This longing is captured in the iconic scene of him gazing at the twin suns setting over the horizon, accompanied by John Williams' stirring score. In this moment, his desire for freedom, adventure, and purpose, beyond the dusty confines of his home, is palpable. Or one might even say, it's palpatinable.
Good.
The twin suns of Tatooine hum heavily in the sky, their relentless heat casting a golden glow over endless stretches of sand and rock. This was the world Luke Skywalker called home, a harsh, unforgiving desert planet far removed from the center of galactic events.
The chair recognizes the senator from the sovereign system of Naboo.
It was a place where ambitions withered under the scorching sun, and dreams were as fleeting as the moisture coaxed from the dry air by the evaporators, dotting the land. For Luke, Tatooine was both a prison and a proving ground, a crucible that tempered the restless spirit of a boy destined for something greater.
You can waste time with your friends when your chores are done. Now, come on, get to it.
Luke's daily life was a monotonous cycle of labor and duty. As a moisture farmer, he spent his days tending to machinery, repairing broken parts, and hauling equipment across the barren landscape. His uncle, Owen Lars, was a stern but practical man, and he made sure Luke understood the importance of their work.
Harvest is when I need you the most.
Water was life on Tatooine, and evaporators were their lifeline. Yet, for all its necessity, the work was mind-numbing, and Luke's mind often wandered far beyond the horizon.
Never his mind on where he was. What he was doing.
Luke's just not a farmer, Owen. He has too much of his father in him.
That's what I'm afraid of.
When the day's tasks were done, Luke would sit outside the modest homestead he shared with his Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen. He would watch the twin suns dip below the horizon, the sky igniting in the hues of red and gold. In those moments, his yearning for adventure was almost palpable. He imagined himself picking a starship through the galaxy's uncharted corridors, leaving behind the oppressive confines of Tatooine for a life of excitement and purpose. This longing was epitomized in the iconic moment when Luke, gazing wistfully at the sunset, was accompanied by John Williams' soaring score, a melody that would come to define the hope and determination of his journey. Luke's dissatisfaction with his life was not born out of laziness or ingratitude.
I want them cleaned up for dinner.
But I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
You can waste time with your friends when your chores are done. Now, come on, get to it.
All right, come on.
But from an acute awareness that he was meant for more. Stories of the galaxy's turmoil.
Going right.
Of rebellion against the Empire.
You know of the rebellion against the Empire?
And of the Jedi Knights who had once kept peace.
He did it.
Were tantalizing glimpses into a world he felt connected
Come on, shake
but
it up,
had
you
never
guys.
seen. His closest friend, Biggs Darklighter, had already left Tatooine to join the Imperial Academy, and Luke envied his courage.
And if these new droids do work out, I want to transmit my application to the Academy this year.
While Luke dreamed of becoming a pilot, his uncle insisted that his place was on the farm.
This year we'll make enough on the harvest that I'll be able to hire some more hands, and then you can go to the Academy next year.
Helping to sustain their fragile existence.
But it's a whole nother year.
Look, it's only one more season.
Yeah, that's what she said when Biggs and Tank met.
Where are you going?
Looks like I'm going nowhere. I have to go finish cleaning those droids.
The dynamic between Luke and his guardians reflected the tensions between the responsibility and aspiration. Aunt Beru, ever gentle and understanding,
Oh, and he can't stay here forever. Most of his friends have gone.
often served as a buffer between Luke and Uncle Owen's more pragmatic approach.
Luke's just not a farmer, Owen. He has too much of his father in him.
It's what I'm afraid of.
She recognized Luke's desire for something beyond the farm, but also understood the dangers that lay in chasing such dreams. Uncle Owen, on the other hand, was unyielding in his efforts to keep Luke grounded.
Your only concern is to prepare those new droids for tomorrow. In the morning, I want them up there on the South Ridge working on those condensers.
His voice tinged with both fear and resignation. This statement hinted at the deep and troubling secret of his heritage.
He has too much of his father in him.
It's what I'm afraid of.
He knew my father?
A truth that Owen and Beru worked tirelessly to conceal. Despite his frustration with his circumstances, Luke found small ways to nurture his ambitions. He was an excellent pilot, a skill he honed by flying his T-16 Skyhopper through Bagger's Canyon.
That's impossible, even for a computer.
It's not impossible. I used to bullseye womp rats in my T-16 back home. They're not much bigger than 2 meters.
With an unmatched mix of daring and precision, his reckless stunts earned him both admiration and exasperation from his peers, but they also hinted at the potential lying dormant within him. In these moments, Luke felt free, his connection to the skies offering a temporary escape from the constraints of his life on the ground. Yet, for all his talents and aspirations, Luke was still a young man, tethered to a life he felt powerless to change.
You can waste time with your friends when your chores are done. Now, come on, get to it.
Tatooine, with its endless sands and unyielding sun, seemed to mock his dreams, reminding him at every turn of the improbability of escape.
Teleport me off this rock.
But deep within him, there burned a flicker of hope, a belief that he was destined for something greater. That belief, fragile as it was, would soon be tested as the galaxy's tumultuous fate came hurtling toward him, disrupting his quiet life in ways he could never have imagined.